Bitcoin currently inching its way, clawing its way to $9,000, not quite there yet. And what in the world is going on the 6-hour chart? Some interesting clues that suggest $11,000 could be very much in play within the next couple weeks. What's up, everyone? Thanks for coming by. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn those stinking notification bells on. Let's jump into the charts. Thank you for coming by. I was evaluating the 6-hour charts. This is what this video will be surrounding, the 6-hour chart. Some interesting things happening. This is speculation. This isn't a guarantee. There is downside as well, right? So we'll cover that a little bit, but let's jump in. This is the 6-hour charts. What you see highlighted is what we're going to be comparing, right? And kind of using as reference. So back here, this was, back in February, even actually the end of January. And we're going to be kind of reflecting the similarities that are happening right now. Namely, we have a 50 moving average cross above the 200 moving average, right? And this is on the 6-hour chart. So let's do this. I'm going to break it down very nicely, slide by slide. So here we are. This is back in January to February. We have 3 things happening that I want to talk about. Number one, here's the 50 moving average cross above the 200, that blue line crossing the 200, that bullish move. Now, first things first, swing high out of that move, right? So we have our swing high out of that move. We can talk about what this was. This was most likely a retracement right back to that 50 moving average. I would be interested to see what Fibonacci that is, but let's move on to what we're looking at, the upside here. Number 2, 1618 Fibonacci higher high. This is that next higher high after this high. What does that look like? We know when Bitcoin continues upside, we always look to Fibonacci 1618 to see where Bitcoin's going to get that next level of potential resistance, even in a bullish atmosphere. So here it is, the 1618 line right here. Bitcoin pretty much topped out, got tired, and we know what happens next. Bitcoin consolidates right here. This was below the 50 moving average. Now we're at the end of January when this was happening. And if we look at that chart, right, and we go and we look at what's going on today, we have almost identical move. Right? Here is 50 moving average cross above the 200 moving average. Now let's look at it. We have our first swing high, right? We have a continuation to a 1618 Fibonacci higher high. So let me chart that. So swing high down to a swing low, because we did consolidate, right? Bitcoin consolidated here, worked our way right back up to a 1618 higher high. And then what happened next? Back in January, we can simply just go visit that chart real quick. The next thing back in January was a retracement consolidation below the 50 moving average on the 6-hour. And here we are right now with the same exact move on the 6-hour chart. We are consolidated below the 50 moving average. Interestingly enough, if we look at what that price move looked like back then from that swing high, Bitcoin down around 10 or so percent, right? So maybe a little bit stronger of a move. It happened a little faster this time around as well, but Bitcoin made the move. And if we go and we look, what happens next in Bitcoin back in January into February, it's very simple. Bitcoin, from this area of consolidation below the 50 moving average, actually continued up with more higher highs and higher lows. Now, if we really want to compare where Bitcoin is right now in terms of comparing it to back then, Bitcoin is right around there, working its way up close to that 50 moving average. And you can see it. We zoom in on the charts a little bit, and here's Bitcoin approaching that 50 moving average, currently around $9,074 or so. So now, if we're looking at a target of, say, $11,000, why did I bring that up on the beginning of the video? It's simple. Conservatively, we can say if there is continuation for Bitcoin right now, $11,000 is very much in play, because we actually can take our, for higher highs speculation back then, we can take that same Fibonacci and we can say, where's the 1618 for a higher high? Bitcoin hit that, right? And we saw some short-term consolidation there, but actually it even continued higher. So conservatively, if we say, okay, if Bitcoin does break short-term resistance right now, and Bitcoin hits a 1618 higher high from where Bitcoin is right now, we are looking at conservatively around $11,300. So if we look at that $11,300 area, let me change this 6-hour chart to a weekly. It gets very interesting. Where is the 1618 higher high? Well, here it is. The 1618 higher high is at the very exact point of this upper trend line right here in this long-term symmetrical triangle we covered in this video the other day. And there could be so much resistance right there. Now, that doesn't mean we won't break out, but if suppose this takes weeks for us to hit a target of a 1618 higher high at this symmetrical triangle, and then we get weeks or even a couple months of consolidation back down, which could long-term be very bullish, this gives you a sense of what could play out on the charts. Now, we could hit a 1618 higher high at this $11,000 area and actually get a breakout, right? That could happen, especially everything that's going on in the markets right now. Many people bullish. But first things first, we must have patience in regards to these things. Actually, first things first, for Bitcoin to even, cruise into that area, right? There's so much resistance I just want to talk to you about real quick. We have our swing high recently to our swing low. Yes, we have our bullish 1618 higher high up here in that $11,000 area. But what is before that? A bunch of things. We have our 786 to 618 resistance, meaning Bitcoin, we look for resistance at this area for continuation and rejection back down, right? So that's the first area Bitcoin really has to break. And you can see it's confluent with this yellow longer term trend line that Bitcoin has put in for, about a year now, back to June. So much resistance ahead. However, if you see Bitcoin breaking this area, 9,600 down to, $9,300, Bitcoin's looking bullish, right? Because now we're breaking a Fibonacci area on the 6 hour. We're breaking this yellow trend line that extends back to June. And there's a lot of upside potentially in play for Bitcoin. Interesting just to note the similarities, right? In terms of Bitcoin back in January to February, even after some consolidation, right? Below that 50 moving average on the 6 hour chart here, right? And you see a lot of similarities right now in Bitcoin charts. So kind of that's what we're looking for right now. Immediate resistance up to 9,071 and then right up to 93 to 9,600. Can Bitcoin break those areas? I really wanted just to do a video solely on the 6 hour chart. Obviously, there's so many patterns going on. There's so much in play in terms of momentum oscillators. But I actually do want to note real quick, there's a lot of similarity in terms of where Bitcoin is on this RSI on the 6 hour to where it is now. A lot of upside in play for Bitcoin. So be ready for it. There could be a lot of bullishness ahead for Bitcoin. Wanted to cover it. Just one scenario for you to consider, to entertain. I appreciate you all coming by. If you're here and not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Also wanted to just go over this real quick, everybody. I have a new venture launching. If you're into energy drinks, you need to click this link. I'll put it in the comments below. Basically, I've been working with food scientists, chemists, developing a healthy energy drink because I'm an energy drink dude, but I need it to be healthy. So I've developed an energy drink under 25 calories, organic ingredients, 0 artificial sweeteners, and it's filled with brain-boosting nootropics. Here's the landing page. I'll put a link below. Lock in 20% off. Your support means a lot as we launch in probably July. But I'm telling you, these are legit brain-boosting supplements, everybody. Healthy energy, lion's mane mushroom, rhodiola rosea, to name a couple, alpha GPC. And I'm really excited about this venture. Put a lot of time and hard work into it. 140 milligrams caffeine, and it's something you don't even have to feel bad about drinking. It's going to be a game changer. So I appreciate you letting me do that little commercial. Let's see what Bitcoin does. Thank you so much for coming by. I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome rest of your night, and God bless.